Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to BookSummary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host, and today we're exploring Originals, How Non-Conformists Move the World by AdamGrant. This thought-provoking book dives into the traits and habits of people who challenge the status quo, offering insights on how we can all cultivate originality to drive change and innovation. Grant, a renowned organizational psychologist, draws on extensive research and fascinating examples to reveal how anyone can embrace and champion new ideas. Let's take a closer look, so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. In Originals, Grant explores what it means to be an original thinker, someone willing to take risks and stand up for new ideas, even when it means going against popular opinion. He argues that originality isn't about being the first to think of an idea, but rather about taking action to make that idea a reality. Through a blend of case studies and social science research, he debunks common myths about creativity and innovation, revealing that originality is often less about a stroke of genius and more about a set of skills and choices that anyone can develop. One of the book's central themes is that original thinkers aren't necessarily risk-takers in the way we often assume. Grant introduces the concept of tempered radicalism, explaining that many successful originals take a balanced approach to risk, blending bold ideas with careful planning. For example, Grant highlights the story of the founders of Warby Parker, the online eyewear retailer. Although they took a risk by challenging the traditional retail model, they also played it safe by keeping their day jobs until their business was financially viable. This approach allowed them to test their ideas without jeopardizing their personal stability, illustrating that being original doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind. Grant also examines the power of procrastination in fostering creativity, a surprising finding that challenges conventional productivity advice. Through examples like Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous, "I Have a Dream" speech, which was partially improvised, Grant shows that delaying tasks can lead to richer ideas by allowing the mind to explore unconventional solutions. He explains that moderate procrastination encourages creative problem-solving, as it gives us time to rethink our initial assumptions and uncover unique perspectives. For Grant, originality often arises not from rushing to complete tasks, but from allowing ideas to percolate. A key insight in Originals is the importance of fostering dissent within teams and organizations. Grant argues that groupthink, or the tendency to seek harmony over critical evaluation, can stifle innovation and prevent new ideas from emerging. He encourages leaders to create environments where dissenting voices are encouraged rather than silenced. By welcoming diverse viewpoints and challenging assumptions, teams can arrive at stronger, more original solutions. For instance, he describes how the television show Seinfeld, which broke countless conventions, succeeded largely because its creators embraced the unusual and refused to conform to typical sitcom formulas. Grant also discusses the role of allies in championing original ideas. Many changemakers are successful not because they are lone heroes, but because they enlist support from others who believe in their vision. By building coalitions and finding advocates who can lend credibility, originality gains a foothold. One of Grant's examples is Carmen Medina, who, as a CIA analyst, faced resistance when advocating for digital information sharing. By strategically building support and finding champions within the agency, she eventually succeeded in bringing about meaningful change. Another important concept is the value of vujada, a twist on déjà vu. While déjà vu is the feeling that we've seen something before, vujada involves looking at something familiar with fresh eyes, as if it's completely new. Grant argues that this ability to see existing situations in novel ways is a key trait of Originals. By questioning established practices and imagining alternative possibilities, we can uncover hidden opportunities for improvement. For example, he discusses how a toy company reimagined a common product, transforming it into a wildly successful educational tool by challenging preconceived ideas about its purpose. Grant doesn't just focus on individuals. He also explores how entire organizations can foster originality. He emphasizes the importance of hiring for cultural contribution rather than cultural fit, arguing that bringing in people with diverse perspectives and experiences can spur innovation. By seeking out employees who add something unique to the organization's culture rather than simply fitting in, companies can create a dynamic, adaptive environment that encourages creativity. This approach helps avoid the pitfalls of conformity and keeps the organization receptive to new ideas. Originals also delves into the psychology of idea acceptance, providing strategies for persuading others to embrace unconventional concepts. Grant explains that successful originals often frame their ideas by acknowledging potential weaknesses, which makes the idea seem more balanced and credible. By presenting ideas as manageable and accessible, rather than overwhelming or disruptive, original thinkers can make change less threatening to those who may be resistant. Grant offers examples from the corporate and creative worlds, showing that framing and communication are crucial for getting others on board with novel ideas. Ultimately, Originals is a guide to embracing and advocating for new ideas, whether in the workplace or in everyday life. Grant's research emphasizes that originality isn't an inherent trait, but a mindset and skill set that anyone can develop. By cultivating habits that foster creativity, challenging conventional wisdom, and building networks of support, we can all become champions of change. His message is one of empowerment, reminding us that each of us has the potential to make a meaningful impact by daring to think differently. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at originals, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading and remember, sometimes the greatest changes come from those willing to question the rules.